everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're going to take a look at a knife from Johnson Adventure Blades. This is a K-Bar brand knife, and I think you're really going to like what you see here. I know I'm impressed. This knife actually was reviewed in an article of Blade Review magazine. I believe it was April 2011. You can get the link to it on the K-Bar website. But anyway, here it's a full fixed blade knife with a sheath and some gear to go with it. The knife will come in a paper sleeve, not in the sheath. It also comes with some information about Johnson Adventure Blades, if you're not familiar with them, and the gentleman that is heading it up, which is described as a hardcore adrenaline junkie type individual. They've got some different knives here. It's an interesting read. It does also come with a lifetime warranty, so you can look at that as well. The knife, as I say, it comes in this sheath, which is a heavy nylon canvas type of material. The sheath does have these backings here for Molle compatible. I'll get a close up on this for you because it's some of the most thorough stuff I've seen. I mean, you've got this is broken into 4 loops right here. So you've got separate loops here, one, and then another one here, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And there's the logo there. So Own the Adventure. And then you've got 6 more here. That's 2 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then another 6 down here. So you've got 12 of those loops that'll fit. You can put a tech lock or Molle lock in there. You can thread anything through it. It's certainly got a lot of function back there. It does have 2 size belt loops here. One is directly underneath those Molle lock loops I was showing you. Is this one for a narrow belt, and then underneath that is a larger one here for a wider belt, or maybe webbing. It's really heavy duty stuff. It's a couple of tie down holes here with rivets. It's got the most generous sheath pocket I think I've ever seen. It's really can hold a lot of stuff in there, and it's secured with a cord lock, so you can cinch that up tight like that and keep it shut, or you just press that button on the cord lock and it opens up like that. It comes with 96 inches of an orange paracord, so you can use that for shelter building, or you can use it to lash the knife to a stick to make a spear, or whatever, maybe a trap making, or whatever your needs are. So that's nice to have. Or obviously you can make the leg tie with it. Look at this pocket. I mean, I can get my whole hand in there. I mean, that's a generous size pocket. You could have a flashlight, a compass, some food, matches, all kinds of fire starter kind of stuff in there. So that's an excellent rig there. In addition to that, I want to show you this. Inside the pocket here is a secondary sheath, and this holds a little caping knife, and that snaps shut, so that'll unsnap, and you can draw out from there a little caping knife. So that's for your smaller chores. And obviously it's got the frame there, so that could be wrapped with paracord, or you could do whatever you want on that. And it's got some jimping here for your thumb, and then it also has jimping forward here in this area, so you can choke up and like that, and really get down on it, and put some pressure on it, or maybe you want to direct it with your finger like that, and you're just doing maybe the food preparation or just the finer detail work with this knife. and then you're saving your large knife for the bigger jobs. So that's nice to have. That's a 6-inch caping knife there. Okay, the knife itself, it is held in with two loops that are snaps, and they are ballistic nylon, like that, open like that. The knife will fit in either way into the sheath. It doesn't have to just go one way or the other. It'll fit in either way, and it does fit into a plastic insert there. So you've got, that's keeping your knife, it's not up against any absorbent cloth material that might have gotten wet or absorbed moisture. It's got the plastic sheath in there to protect it and help keep the moisture at bay. And the same thing also for the caping knife. It also has a little plastic insert as well. So that's pretty thorough. That's a great sheath, I've got to say. I mean, that is a well thought out sheath, and it'll, you carry in the drop position, or however you want. It's a great sheath. Okay, the knife. There you go. That is one heck of a profile, and this knife is made for just hard outdoor use. This is a no holds barred knife. I'll give you the specs on it just to start. That blade is 7 1/8 inches, and it's made out of 1095 Crovan steel. Now that's a excellent outdoor hard use steel. You'll see a lot of survival knives are made out of that. I know the Tops knives are made out of that. A lot of the serious survival type hard use knives use that steel because it's very tough. It has a lot of toughness to it. It is powder coated, so that because it's not a stainless steel, and so it is powder coated to keep the rust away. You maybe just put a little coating of oil on the edge there, and you're fine. You're good to go. 7 1/8 inch blade. That is a hollow ground blade. Now, if you go onto the K-Bar website and you're looking at the technical specs on the website, it does say a flat ground blade, but that's not right. This is a hollow ground blade. Okay, you could look at the width of that. I mean, that's just a great width on a knife there. You could really get some power cuts on that. It is a 1/4 inch thick steel, and that is full tang all the way through there. 1/4 inch thick. Okay, the handle is made of Zytel scales. The overall length of the knife is 12 5/8 inches. The weight of the knife alone is 1 pound 1 ounce, and the weight of the entire kit, the knife, the caping knife, the sheath, the paracord, the whole kit on your side, is 1 pound 11 ounces. Let's take a close look at this blade. This is, you can look at the belly on that. I mean, this thing would just be superb for slicing, skinning. You could certainly process wood with it. It would be a good hacking and chopping knife as well. And this is really, and the point, let me tell you, that point is super sharp. In fact, I would say that the edge on this was sharper than I expected it would be. It's really a very sharp edge. But it's a good tough steel, so you don't need to worry about, a heavy impact. There you are here. You can see this is the JAB logo right there. That's Johnson. I'm sorry, on this side here. There it is. And the K-bar underneath it. It is made in the USA. Now we're looking at the handle there, and one thing you're probably noticing right away is the variable pattern of stippling on the handle. And that's just another attention to detail. You can see here that the stippling in the center is high and raised, but when it gets closer to the edges, to the shoulder, where your hand is going to be wrapping around there, it smooths out a little bit. And that's just exactly as it should be. Because as your hand is around the knife, and your hands are coming around the edges of it there, that's where you don't want there to be a highly abrasive kind of material right there where it's going to create a hot spot. But you do want it there in the middle where your fingers and palm are. So that's been thought out just exactly right. It's got a finger groove there, and you can see that really gives you a good grip and keeps the knife solid in your hand, whether you're thrusting or whether you're pulling it out or whether you're swinging. That's going to keep the knife in your hand. This is a front heavy knife, so when you swing, it makes some centrifugal force, and it's a good thing to have that right there, because it really locks the knife in your hand as you're using it. I like how they've made it wide. It's sort of an extended finger guard there, because that allows you to use two fingers, and you can choke up. You can use a choke up hold and maybe use the knife in a little bit more not so aggressive way, maybe to get a little bit of a finer cut. This knife has been described as a combination between a scalpel and a sledgehammer. And that's not too far off. I'd say that's a pretty good description, actually. So anyway, you can get the two-finger choke-up hold like that, or you can just go with the regular hold like this. Or if you're doing some chopping, or some hacking, you can choke back behind the finger groove there, and you've got a good, that'll really give a lot of momentum and inertia to that blade as you're. It's kind of almost got a kukri type of a shape to it. So you know how those work, and that really brings some energy down. Great design, great design. The handle does have a palm swell there in the middle, so you can see how that right there. And then there's a lanyard hole. The edge on that, the angle on that edge is a 20-degree angle, which is that's a good choice. That'll make a good sharp edge, but like I say, it's a tough steel too, so it can take the hacking. This is a really serious knife. I really like this knife, and a lot of thought was put into it, good materials. It feels good in the hand. It's got good weight behind it. 1 pound, 1 ounce, just the knife alone. The balance point is, like I said, it's a little bit blade heavy, so it's back there a little bit. Can't quite find it. Right, we are right there. That's fairly well balanced. But when you're hacking, you can feel that energy coming out there. That's a K-bar quality. That's the K-bar Johnson Adventure Potbelly knife. Comes with a great sheath and some additional equipment. The caping knife and a good length of paracord. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.